What's going on, guys? It's your boy, it's Q420 here. Welcome y'all back. Another episode, Showtime with the Cube. Long time no see. We're bringing a good one to you today. I've got the powerful one with me, Corey Hughes. Corey, Mr. Powerful, are you doing well?
I'm good, man. I'm well. Things are good.
Well, I think Corey might be doing even better today because we're going to be reviewing a very good movie for y'all. The Beekeeper. Newest from Jason Statham. It's been in the movie theater for a couple weeks right now. Excellent movie. This is peak Jason Statham. Now, if I'm correct,
let me just make a statement here right quick. Okay.
Okay.
This movie was not original, was not overly well written. Acting wasn't great, wasn't really great dialogue, wasn't really anything new or anything spectacular compared to previous action films. However, I loved every goddamn second of this movie. For all of the aforementioned reasons, because those are the things that I bitch about the most in films, is that everyone's trying to outdo each other and rewrite the universe with multiverses, and like they just get so overcomplicated and their heads stuck so far up their own ass that they forget about the things that make movies great. And it was all of those subpar things that I mentioned in the beginning that made this movie spectacular, because it embraced all of those things. It embraced every trope. It embraced everything. I mean, oh man, let's get into it.
Yeah, the plot line on this, extremely simple.
Simple.
Like this is the simplest of plot lines. Okay, of course, Jason Statham, he's Adam Clay in this one. So, you told me earlier when you were messaging me that Jason Statham didn't play himself in this one. He's a little bit different on this one.
He was a little different. You see, we always say he plays the same role, but that's a lie. Because in this one, his beard was darker. Okay, so it was not the same Jason Statham that we're always familiar with.
Beard darker.
Beard was darker.
That's what we're going with. They said we're going with a darker beard.
Darker beard.
I mean, this is what we're going with, guys. Man said darker beard. So this makes a different role.
I watched this on. This was one of those things that came out in the theaters, and a week later was on Amazon, right? So I got to see it from home. I didn't go to the theaters to see it, but Jason Statham has a way of sneaking these movies out there. He does probably 2 or 3 a year at a minimum. We never hear about half of them because they're direct to videos that he's getting 20 mil a pop for. I've said it before. The guy's the greatest action hero of all time.
That's what I was about to ask. Is he the greatest?
He's the GOAT because it's slow and steady wins the race. He didn't burn out like Schwarzenegger or Stallone. Right?
Some people will say Bruce Lee, but I don't know.
Come on,
there's a lot of people.
Bruce Lee, a paper champ.
He's a lot of people say Bruce Lee's the GOAT. The GOAT of action.
What do you make, like 3 movies before he died? No, sorry. I like action stars who don't die.
Yeah. I mean, did he say that out loud, guys? I prefer my action stars that don't die. I don't think that's the way it works, but hey, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. But guys, the Beekeeper, the plot line in this, extremely simple. Hey, we got a Claire Huxtable sighting. I didn't think she was doing anything else. The minute I seen her, I was like, Claire Huxtable.
Really?
Yeah, that was Claire Huxtable, the old black lady.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
No.
I'm trying to tell you. Hold on.
I always like it when my people from the 80s have jobs in the 2000s.
Yeah, Felicia Rashad.
No kidding.
That's Claire Huxtable.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, the minute I seen her, I was like, oh, damn, she did something else beside the Cosby Show? I was like, but she must be going broke. You know what I'm saying? She must need $1 or $2. Hey, look, the economy is tough right now, okay?
Yeah.
So folks are having to do what they got to do. They're having to do what they got to do. So she's like, let me go on and get in on this. I ain't got to do a whole lot of acting. I ain't going to be here for a short amount of time. But back to the Beekeeper. Plot line on this, extremely simple. Okay. Adam Clay is renting a piece of property from, I always say young lady, but Eloise Parker, that's her name. It's Claire Huxtable. And she gets scammed by scammers. that take all her money and all the charity's money, and she proceeds to off herself. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna find these fuckers and kill them. I mean, if y'all were looking for something else in this, it's not here. Okay. Which we'll talk about it. There is just a touch of a twist. It's a touch of a twist. About 3/4 of the way in the movie. But how do you? Of course, when you see Jason Statham, you got this trope of this guy who lives alone. He takes care of bees, or it might be somebody who takes care of plants. He likes his animals, and then all of a sudden, it turns out that he was a mass murderer at one point in time in his life.
Every character he plays is very principled. Like when he did the transporter, it was like, these are the rules. Blah, blah, blah. Rule 1, rule 2, rule 3. And that's how it goes. Right. And he's just he's stuck to the rules. Right. And so that's kind of how I feel like he was in this. It was a very principled mission that he put himself on. You know, he's the beekeeper and he has to protect the hive. And then the hive grew. I don't know if you noticed that, but the hive grew because the hive started out as he had to get revenge for just old Claire Huxtable. And then by the end of the movie, he's protecting like the hive, which is everyone, right? That's kind of how I felt like it went. So props to the writers who did that.
Yeah. How did you like how they incorporated, and just let y'all know, beekeepers in this movie is a special operative that is kind of off books.
Well, it's funny because we don't find that out till about halfway through the movie, right? But we might suspect it. But you get like that senator guy, and you get these people start talking about beekeepers, but they really don't know what the deal is. But they know it's something that's like above their pay grade, you know?
Yeah.
And so the whole movie, you're like, "What's this beekeeper thing? What's a beekeeper thing?" Right? And then it's like, "Oh my god!" When you figure out what it really is, it's like it's like above the cream of the crop, you know. It's like above the seals and above everything. And
so it would be almost like if we think the Bourne Identity, that group they had in that. So you could see similarities within that.
They didn't follow orders or nothing. They just did the mission, and if the mission was canceled, they didn't give a fuck. They did what was best for everybody, and if you got in their way, they fucking killed you. And they're almost like robots to a degree. Like it was a level of brainwashing and programming there.
Yeah, very robotic, very robotic. But you know something is up the minute that he pulls a special phone device out of his beehive, because he's actually keeping bees in this movie. Like he's legit keeping bees. Like
right.
Like, you know, getting honey and all that stuff. Like he's actually doing that. So you just like, at first you're like, oh, okay, he's a beekeeper. I mean, you already know that he's got some type of special training. I don't think Jason Statham's ever been in a movie where he didn't have special training except, was it Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? I think that was the movie.
You know, and that's like that's not even a movie focused on him.
No, it's not. That's like early on. That's like one of his early roles.
He's done a couple movies that are not focused on him, like The Expendables is not really focused on him. He's just one of the action stars. Until Expendables 4, I believe he becomes the star of Expendables 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that's the newest one, right?
I think so, but I haven't seen it. Those movies are so bad. I started watching the first one and turned it off. Like I couldn't do it. These movies are terrible. They're just not good. They're poor. They're crap. They suck. Right?
Come on, man. You didn't like the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I don't think I made it. I don't think I got it that far.
Do not challenge me. He didn't even say challenge. He said challenge.
No, but I'll tell you what, man, and I don't mean to get off topic, but I watched damn Time Cop the other day, and that movie is actually a quality movie. If you put it in the framework of like the late 80s, early 90s, that movie holds up. I couldn't believe it. The storyline held up. The action held up. Jean-Claude Van Damme's splits held up. He did like 3 of them in the movie. Yeah, so it was good. I was kind of surprised. But then again, I am a connoisseur of the 80s and 90s, grade B movies because that's where I grew up. That's my childhood. And yes, I would love to go back there because the world sucks today.
Just because of that simple reason.
Yeah, dog shit.
There because people are they're a little soft around the edges. per se. Now, this does actually go into a thing that's actually true in real life. How scammers prey on the elderly. All right, so this can be actually equated to real life because most of the time, most of your scammers do call up the elderly because they don't know what they're doing with cell phones and computers and things of that nature. And that's actually how they get Miss Claire Huxtable. I know she's got a name in this, but she's Claire Huxtable. So it doesn't matter, okay? It's just like, look, Bill Cosby's gone, okay? They divorced, and his name was just Claire Huxtable. All right, so, but that's how they get her. So they just and you see this elaborate office that they have, and you've got this this guy in this $1,000-$2,000 suit showing everybody how to do this. You know what I'm saying? This is how you scam. All right.
This movie had like what I call like CSI syndrome. Like when you go into this office, like had the TV screens with like the graphics all over it, and just like
you talking about with the color scheme and stuff.
Oh, color schemes, and it was like the clip art. It was just clip art, like are you doing stuff right? And like because I call it the CSI effect, really, because you go back and watch them old CSIs, and they had like the same thing. You go into the crime lab, and they had like hologram bodies that floated off the tables, and like 20 screens with like rotating fingerprints, all shit that never exists in real life. None of it's real. It's all fake.
It exists now if you got the Apple provision.
Yeah. My thing with the Apple provision, if they was trying to get everybody hooked on the metaverse, that shit would be free, not $3,500. So.
But that's not the metaverse. Just where you can just like pull up a computer screen.
Well, isn't that the metaverse?
Maybe. I don't know. Somebody got quote unquote sexually assaulted in the metaverse.
Yeah, that woman needs to go right to the fucking lobotomy chamber.
No, she said that she got assaulted.
Yeah, if you
taken advantage of.
If you think that you're a victim from something that happened online, you need to be removed from society.
Hey, look. Hey, let me tell you something right now, though. I like the first time somebody said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a metaverse virtual reality you can go right into." I'm like, it's gonna get sexual, right? I mean, that's the first thing that's gonna happen. Folks trying to figure out, well, how can I have sex in this metaverse? I mean, Thanos he's talking. He's like,
live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Right back to sex. There it is, guys. I mean, he said, bring it right back. So, that's the kind of the premise that they've got in these. I guess you would call them state of the art. That would be. Let's just say that. Let's say they're state of the art.
Yes.
State of the art facilities.
Bleeding edge.
Scamming facilities. It almost looks like they're in Wall Street.
It was like a scene out of like Rounders or something.
It reminded me what Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, guys just sitting around.
I got one. I scammed an old lady.
Yeah. Now they took quite a bit of money.
Here's the problem, though, man. And this movie is racist because we all know that those places are run by Indians.
I was gonna say Nigerian warlords.
Nah, they don't do that shit in Nigeria. They're framing the Nigerians. Okay, the Nigerian warlords are being framed. It's always the Pajeets.
It's the Punjabs. It's always the Punjabs. All right. Oh man, hey Punjabs, we love y'all. Okay,
you gotta watch that guy on YouTube, Kit Boga, who's like he scams the scammers. You ever seen him? That guy is phenomenal.
Oh, he's scamming the scam.
Oh yeah, because the scammers they'll call and leave a message, and he'll call them back, and then he'll give them access to his computer. But his computer is really like a virtual machine that he had set up, and he'll end up like scamming them and like stealing their money and stuff. Oh, he's phenomenal. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'll send you a link.
I know you got to be careful of that. You scam the wrong folks, but I mean, they might have somebody at your crib. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want that.
That's true. I've seen Vin Diesel movies. Those people do show up at your crib with like a fancy car and like a Uzi.
Yeah, usually a fully automatic weapon. That's usually what they show up with.
And the dude's got long hair and a skeezy mustache and beard.
Yeah, you'd be like,
and no shirt on.
You're not here for me, are you? It's like, do you happen to be such and such? You'd be like, shit. There's already people at the back door too, ain't there? Yeah. Shit. That's all we know. That's all we know. So, of course, Statham goes and he finds his friend. He mentions the only person that showed him tender love and care. Okay, tender love and care. She's supposed to make him dinner. He was gonna bring her some honey. He was gonna have dinner. Of course, he walks in and she's dead. She's done shot herself. Now, at first, I thought maybe whatever organization she lost the money from because she was over some type of fund. I thought maybe they were like, "Oh, you lost our money, so we're gonna send somebody to take you out." That's what I thought at first.
Right. You see, I think they intentionally painted it that way because I kind of felt the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was unnecessary. They didn't need to. They could have gone right to the suicide angle. That would have made and at least emphasized it dramatically. But yeah, I was a little confused. Also, like, is it possible they came and got her? They had all her info. Yeah, no, they think it was good. It was good how they handled it. Timing was good. They didn't waste a lot of time on it. They got to the point, and she whacked herself real quick.
What were we talking about? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, yeah. It was
10 minutes into the movie.
And it was enough time to do the character development, show who she was as a person, the amount of money that she had in a charity thing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that she was trusting, as she trusted this, the non-Punjab on the phone. And that she had her building a relationship with this loner weirdo hitman in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So all that in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and then we take off from there. Of course, at that point in time, her daughter shows up, and as she gets to drop on Adam Clay,
who happens to be an FBI agent.
Yeah, it just happens to be.
Yes,
it just happens to be. Now
she's the most freewheeling FBI agent I ever did see. She seemed to be. They never clarify this, but she's a low-level agent, but she seems to have a lot of initiative to be able to go off and do whatever the hell she wants, which I thought was kind of strange. So
so this is our because in every movie that Statham is in, which he didn't bone this particular girl, but this is our vixen. So, scale of 1 to 10, what would you give her?
Like a 5. And she was chunky.
Is that all we get?
I got it. She's one of these new wave freaking she's interchangeable with the blue hair.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up for the fellas out there. She is.
Then they could have literally interchanged her with the blue hair. They, of course, they went with the light skinned black chick that they always do because they just will not get they will not get a Zulu mama in there like I keep requesting. And so yeah, it was a typical miscast. They probably should have been a man.
Here we go, guys. Guys. Is this fat or is she thick?
She's thick. I'm not into thick. I like some anorexic shit. Anorexic with big tits.
What we think, fellas? Fellas out there.
And she's masculine. Look at the short hair, the bomber jacket, the boots, the jeans rolled up at the bottom, tomboyish.
She did give a little bit of a lesbian vibe.
Yeah. That's on purpose. It's part of the woke order.
Is
as soon as I saw her, I'm like, she's the woke order person. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Here's another thing. You're not allowed to investigate your mom's fucking death. Okay, I don't give a goddamn fucking. She's FBI. It would have been handled by local police, not the FBI. So like I hate when they do this in movies because they totally fuck jurisdiction. Like they don't understand jurisdiction in movies at all, ever. So, and nor do they understand chain of command, right? Or that there's or that there's laws that cops need to follow, right? Like all those things go out the window when you have law enforcement in action movies.
We're definitely not concerned about laws. Okay, I don't even know why you said that. You just said laws. What's that mean? What are you talking about laws for? What am I gonna do with that? No, I investigate the murder. Okay, I investigate the murder. Okay, so from here. It's pretty much the rest of this movie is Statham tracking down these people and proceeding to destroy their entire network. All right, and that's his ultimate goal. He wants to get to the top of the network because that's the premise of the Beekeepers. They seem to take everything out and they go all the way to the top. All right, and there's multiple emphasis to the way actual bees work in a beehive throughout this entire movie. How do you think that they incorporated that as far as with going with the people that were beekeepers and how bees actually protect their hive, make decisions, and things of that nature?
So okay, so what you're asking me is how well did they pull off the beekeeper analogy in the theme in the theme of the film, in the overall theme of the film? Yeah,
right.
killer, and it totally tied into what we mentioned earlier about how his role kept expanding, protection of the hive, right? And that I thought was a great, and it was subtle because I don't think a lot of people will have gotten that thematic aspect of it. So I thought it was good. I mean, it was really well done, man. Like, I'd like to know, let's do this. Let's pull up the budget and let's pull up the director and let's pull up the writer. Let's pull up the whole 9 yards on this thing, because it is, like, let's just get one thing clear. This is your atypical action movie. Very well done, right? And it's not that it's not that it's like an artistic masterpiece, right? But it's like, movies are such shit these days. When you see something that's just done by a fucking formula and they stuck to it and it was good, it's like, fucking A, what a relief, you know? This harkened me back to the action movies of the 80s and 90s that we all loved and grew up on. Simple, didn't overcomplicate it. Had good writing, good underlying themes. Like, it was just a good package overall. And here's the deal: it isn't like fantastic. This was like a run-of-the-mill film like 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Very run-of-the-mill.
Very run-of-the-mill. But compared to today's movies, which are dog shit, this is like a fucking masterpiece. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, it gets to the point quick, and then it's like, okay, let's go kill some people.
It reminded me a lot of John Wick. Like, very simple. Like, you killed my dog, and now I'm going to kill you. Like, that's not simple.
Yeah, you stole my car. You killed my dog. I got to take y'all out. All right. But then John Wick does something completely different, which elaborates on an entire network of assassins. So it gets deep into lore.
I rewatched
the movies.
I rewatched Wick 4 yesterday, and I've updated some of my opinions. So I've updated my opinion on Nobody, because I didn't like Nobody in first. I thought he was irrelevant, and he mostly is irrelevant. But I appreciated the latter scenes with him. So yeah, but no, it held up. And if they don't take my advice and make his dead wife the head of the fucking table, and he comes back and they have to fight it out, if that doesn't happen, I'll be brokenhearted forever, because that's the best twist of all time, and no one will see it coming.
He's got to kill his wife.
Him and his wife. Or they could fall in love and they run off and he takes over the table, or who the hell knows? Like, something can happen, but like, it will be the biggest twist end, because like, you don't hear a damn thing about her at all, except in the beginning of the first one.
It's true.
And that's it. And so
this is true.
It would be the biggest out of nowhere twist that nobody would expect. It has to happen.
I said it has to happen. Okay, so you want to know the budget? Jason Statham keeps these budgets really low, $40 million.
And what was his salary? $20 million.
I don't know what his salary.
You know, he's taking in at least 10.
Let's see. Statham's salary. See what his salary.
God damn, a $40 million movie. That's refreshing.
Statham is clearly showing Jones' fans. I don't know if this is. Oh, okay. It's a charge. Okay, $25 million. So he's most of it.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. If they didn't have him and they made the movie with some nobody for $15 million, right? And they just paid that guy some chump change, they wouldn't make any money at all. So that $25 million, that more than half the budget, that 60% of the budget to go to one guy will definitely make them all of their goddamn money. Unquestionably.
Yeah, it's what they say so far. So far it's made $135.5 million.
Oh God, that was like so his $25 million became a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, 25 million for him, 40 million overall for the budget. And actually a lot of his films are in the 40 million range. So Wrath of Man,
That
that
was
did
good. That was where
in 2021.
he was the driver of the armored vehicle, right? And then he shoots all those dudes like a pro. He takes out like 8 guys, and you're like, "What's your
Hmm.
deal?" Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
he's actually like a crime lord, but his son gets killed. So he's actually like a bad guy, but he ends up being a good guy. And that has a Clint Eastwood son in it. In that one, who was
Yes, yes,
technically
yes.
the bad guy. And I haven't seen this one yet. I don't know that he made in 2023, Operation Fortune. I need to check that out. I don't know what that's on though. I think that was straight to one of these streaming services. Um, so I need to check that out. But that one was 50 million for that one. So yeah, they tend to keep their budgets low, and the reason his budgets are low is because most of it's practical effects. They're not doing a whole bunch of over the top
Like
CGI
they're
shit,
actually
which
blowing stuff
runs that
up.
bill up. Yeah, yeah, which runs the bill up. That runs the bill up real quick. I mean, the bill gets crazy. You know what I'm saying? Extremely quick. So let's dive into some of these other players. We've got the leader of this particular group that does the scamming, who is Derek Danforth. Now, a lot of people know him from the Hunger Games. I believe this is the same actor, Josh Hutcherson. Am I correct there? Went in with him and Clarence. Clarence. Not Clarence.
I'm
What's
not
her damn
familiar.
name? Is her name Clarence? Okay, yeah, he is Hunger Games. So he's the guy who was in the same district as Jennifer Lawrence. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Vaguely. Like I've seen them, but like those are the kind of movies I watch with like, while I'm playing video games or something.
Good God! All right, so he's he's just pretty much a young punk, okay, that's got a lot of money, does a lot of cocaine, got hookers and shit like that, runs a criminal organization, but he's the young guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the older gentleman.
What do I got to do
who
to get
was,
an operation like that, man? How do I get my foot in the big time criminal mastermind scam call center deal? How do I do that? Is there somebody out there who can get me started with that? Give me a what's up.
Yeah. And then you got kind of his protector, who was Wallace Westwild, and Wallace Westwild was the former head of the CIA. So he has some intel on beekeepers, and the minute that he hears that a beekeeper has been disturbed, it's almost like a John Wick moment.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's like what you did what, and it's like the look on the face. It's like
Yeah, and I went back and I watched that scene from the first John Wick where the dad's beating the shit out of his son. He's like, "Do you realize what you did?" He's like, "Yeah, I stole a car and I killed a dog. You told me to handle it." And he punches him in the gut. So this is kind of one of those moments. Like Westwild is looking at Danforth and he's like, "Bruh, you on your own, man. Bruh, there ain't nothing I can do for you. Okay. Once you disturb a beekeeper, their mission doesn't end until you're dead, and he will kill you." I mean, that's just pretty much it. And he's like going about his business. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna go about my business now." and Danforth was like, "Hey man, you're supposed to protect me and all this stuff." So he calls up the current head of the CIA, and obviously we figure out from this that there are multiple beekeepers that could be active at any point in time. I don't know. They send the one out, which is a woman, to actually try to kill Statham. And after that fails, they're like, "Yeah, you on your own." It's like, "Hey, but we sent our craziest one, okay? If the craziest one can't do it," I mean, she came in there with a damn Gatling gun on the back of her damn truck and all kind of shit. I was like, that's a little overkill, isn't it? I was like, well, I guess not.
So
But
he goes on this rampage, and he like to the very first call center, and like one thing I thought was funny was like he's like, I'm gonna burn it down, and he brings in gasoline, but that whole damn building is made of like metal and glass. I'm like, what's burning in that thing?
hey, they got papers in there.
Like, I'm sorry, I would try to blow it up with like some kind of explosive as opposed to burning it, because like you can't really burn, like jet fuel don't melt steel beams.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. I don't even think glass will melt in a fire.
You see, that's where I mean, it may not. But what if it got really hot though? Like really hot.
Nah, I need some Hollywood special effects to wrap it up.
Okay. Well, I think it did blow up.
Yeah, it did blow up. Yeah, I don't know what exactly was the thing that blew up, but something blew up. There was no explosive in that thing, but like it blew up.
They probably had something in there that would blow up. Isn't that the way it is in every movie? Like a car just like rolls over and it explodes.
Yeah, it's one of them things you're not supposed to ask questions.
So the car it rolls over one time and it just bursts into flames. It's like, was there something in there? It's like, no, that's just what cars do. And I think people watch movies and they automatically got that in their mind. I'm like, no, but damn airbags won't even deploy. You be done rolled 8 times, your airbags won't even pop out. It'll be just like that. But yeah, so he goes in there and he just, he pretty much lets them know. He's like, anybody who doesn't want to die today needs to get up and leave right now. I don't. Folks are just looking at him like, man, you crazy? He just started pouring gas on folks. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, he dead serious. So he ends up burning that place down. And Westwild ends up getting some people together and trying to go and take him out. And they go to his actual little ranch that he was staying in. And they try to take him out there, which he makes easy work of them right there. And the one guy who was over the call center, he kind of toys with him, which is fucked up. Cuts my man's fingers off, lets him get away, and then tracks him down and ties him to the damn truck. And shoots him off the side of the damn bridge. I was like, wow. I was like, he's kind of toying with that guy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is kind of messed up right here. So
it was a little over the top.
Yeah, it was a little over the top. The guy was like, I got away, but I ain't got no fingers. And then, there goes Adam Clay right behind him. And the whole time, Adam Clay's just kicking. He's just kicking people's ass. From there, of course, we moved to where they sent that initial beekeeper to try to kill him. That didn't work out. Okay, she got deleted in quick fashion. It actually wasn't much of a fight, to be honest. It was pretty quick. So, but she was crazy. You know what I'm saying? She was insane. Anytime you roll up and you say, yeah, I'm going to kill somebody, and you're going to kill one single person, and you roll up with a Gatling gun on the back of your team vehicle, it's obvious that you got a few screws loose. But the thing that we find out, okay, throughout this whole thing is that Derek Danforth had actually raised money, campaign fund money, illegally for his mom, who was the president of the United States. And all this kind of came into fruition with the agent Parker, when she was going through and finding out who Adam Clay was, who was running the facilities, find out, okay, Danforth was running the facilities. And then it's like,
do you think they were a little overambitious with like connecting this to the head of the CIA and the president? Like, couldn't it have been like the head of some company? Or like, I mean, they kind of bit off a lot by saying they're linking it to the presidency and the head of the CIA, and the stepson was running a goddamn $1 billion scam. Like, that was a little much. That was a little bit off the hokey tree.
Well, here's the thing though. They had to throw something in there to up the stakes. That's what I believe they did.
They did, but it was a little much. He could have been like the head of some fucking big company or some Federal Reserve or.
Derek was. Just come to find out
but he
that
was
his
the
mom
head of
was
the
the president of the United States.
Right, that was a little much.
Yeah, Wallace Westwile was no longer the head of the CIA. He was a former head
Okay,
of the CIA.
if you have the W sound in your name 3 times, you better be rich.
Oh, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was. So come to find out, and they were like, and of course they make this reference in here that you have certain bees in the hive. If they see that the queen produces bad offspring as far as male, then it's their job to go kill the queen to keep that from happening. And they're like, he's going to finish the job. Now he's got to kill the queen. They're like, oh, he's going to kill the president. You know what I'm saying? She's produced bad offspring. So, I mean, I like how they threw that in there. What do you think about that,
Yeah, it was
Corey?
killer. It was so good. It was good writing. I mean, let's put this back in their normal frame of reference. It was mediocre writing at best, but in the modern day, it was kick ass.
Yeah. Yeah, so they tied that in with the purpose of the actual beekeeper itself, and that's something I didn't know about bees. I didn't know that fact right there. That if they start producing bad males as far as the offspring, that there's certain bees that will go and kill the queen. I was like, word. I was like, oh shit, okay. So you learned a little bit about bees in this movie.
Yes.
You learned a little bit about some bees, about real life bees, and of course, for me, I think they incorporated it pretty good as far as with the role of the actual beekeepers themselves. As far as that goes, we've got and from this point forward, it's just pretty much Jason Statham killing people.
Yeah.
He's just killing people the entire time, and I mean like pretty much unimpeded. I mean, pretty much unimpeded. Hey, I remember what was it? There was a whole like a SWAT team outside. He was going to get in the building, and they were like, "Oh yeah, be on the lookout for Adam Clay." He just like walks up to him. They're like, "Hold on, that's you. Stop right there." And there's like 15 guys out there, and he knew they weren't bad guys, so he just kicks their ass. I mean, at no point in time he's trying to use deadly force. He just whoops the shit out of them and gets inside the building. I was like, that's pretty good right there. So, so we actually move forward. Derek Danforth, he actually goes to his mom, which is the president of the United States, and he does that because he believes that Adam Clay wouldn't dare follow him there, which is not true. Okay, which is not true. Because once a beekeeper has a mission, the mission has to be completed. You know what I'm saying? The mission has to be completed, and he actually, Westwild actually finds a crazy Mexican. That's had one of his legs taken by a beekeeper. It's like, yeah, I killed a beekeeper one time. It's like, oh, you did? It's like, yeah, but look what it cost me. Man got a damn mechanical leg. He got his whole leg cut off somehow, but somehow he killed the beekeeper. And I thought they had a interesting fight between those two. I thought it was a pretty good fight, and it's usually always like a hallway fight. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
That's your best fight, like a narrow hallway fight.
Yeah, because you can do a lot, and you can go up on the walls and stuff, and I'm sure as far as the cinematography goes, it makes it a little simpler. But yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, you're able to get close shots, and that guy actually stabs Adam Clay. So he actually got a stab in on him. Now, at the end of the day, he gets the dog shit beat out of him before he dies. I mean, whole jaw broke, knife in the neck, knife in the gut. I was like, damn, Bo. I mean, he got worked over pretty good. And I know you guys are like, hey, y'all haven't said much about Agent Parker, which was the daughter of Claire Huxtable. It's because she was too goody two shoes for me. You know, oh, I need to do the noble thing and track him down. He doesn't need to kill people. I'd be like, Adam Clay, thank you, murder them all. You know I would, but I wouldn't say that out loud because that would cost me my job. What I would do is I would just kind of forget how to do my job for that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you looking for Adam Clay? Yeah, the leads ain't that great. You know what I'm saying? That's why the leads ain't that great, you know.
I just seen him over here. No, you didn't.
That ain't him. He's kind of a ghost, you know what I'm saying? By the time we get there, he'll already be gone. So, potato, potato. You know what I'm saying? Potato, potato. Oh, and I missed the one scene where West Wild hires a bunch of mercenaries some of them were former Navy SEALs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. They're like, yeah, we're ready for him. He's like, if Adam Clay got you in a room by himself, he would kill every single one of y'all. Y'all are not even in his stratosphere. I mean, it's just like, he said, maybe there's enough of y'all to kill him. It was like 30 guys in that room. Maybe there's just enough of y'all. Somebody get a lucky shot off. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
So the Mr. Dan, so it wasn't Mr. Danforth. He was the son. The head of the CIA was that's Jeremy Irons, wasn't it? Isn't that the actor?
It was a woman.
No, the former head of the CIA who was running the company.
Yeah. That's Jeremy Irons. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, it's weird because he was one of those actors who's like done some major roles. Like he's a big time, like Shakespearean kind of actor, right? And they always end their career doing action flicks with Jason Statham.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think that's a bad way to go out.
Here's the thing: I can't really figure out how to classify this movie because this movie is simultaneously an action blockbuster, and a kind of how do I say this? Non-grade A action movie thriller, right? So it fulfills. Yeah. It's simultaneously two things, which I find interesting.
Yeah, but pretty much what it does is that it gives you a simple plot that you can follow, and you don't have to think too much. And it gives you 20 minutes of that, and then gives you another hour of straight action.
Yeah.
Like it's an hour of straight action pretty much. For the most part. You have breaks in there where Derek is talking to West Wild and things of that nature, or they're trying to drum up some people together to try to kill Adam Clay. But most of it is just Adam Clay out there kicking people's ass and killing people.
I even like the movie poster. The box art was killer.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie poster. Yeah, that was actually a great movie poster. So yeah, I mean, this movie did a lot of things well, and I think these type of movies are needed. Everything doesn't have to have this convoluted, you know what I'm saying, thriller type. I don't know. I don't know what studio it is. Miramax.
So it's a somewhat, it's a
MGM,
major studio. It's a major studio. So here's the thing: MGM, Miramax, and all the other studios out there. They just made. What'd you say it did? 160 million.
It did. Well, so far it did 135.
135 million. Let's just round it to 140 because it cost 40. So they made $100 million thus far. By the end of the day, with all the sales on rental and all that stuff, it'll be 150 million. Okay. Just make 10 movies like this, and there's your $1.5 billion. You don't need to do it in one goddamn blockbuster from the multiverse. Okay. You can make 10 fucking Jason Statham movies, and you'll make more money than if you made a fucking bullshit movie about the multiverse. Fuck you. There we go.
Wait, man, keep going right to the multiverse.
It's all because it's the multiverse that destroyed cinema. I mean, and everyone needs to know this. The multiverse destroyed cinema. I'm oversimplifying, but it's the truth.
It kind of made the stakes lower.
Like nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, if you can just drag people.
And nobody wants your alternative bullshit either, okay? Nobody wants Miles Morales, and nobody wants motherfucking Madam Web, right? Like, if you want a strong woman character, develop a fucking new one, right? Don't just fucking gender swap and race swap characters. Like, there is. Madam Web? Well, she's only made she made like $10. Well, somebody got arrested in the theater for masturbating to her. Did you see that article that came out today?
Do what? Man, stop playing, man.
No, for real.
Stop. I mean, are we serious?
Yeah.
I mean,
she looked good. I mean, she looked good and all, but.
Oh, let's see if we. I wonder if this would get me kicked off.
But see, they didn't need to make a female Spider-Man. They just didn't. If they want to come up with a female character who does some Spider-Man-like things. They could just have her be like the I don't know, what's an insect that hasn't been a movie, a praying mantis, right? She could be the green praying mantis, and then she could do some cool, funky, like kung fu shit. Like, there you go, original plot. I don't you can have that one on the house.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why they had to wear a dress that made it seem like they were naked to the movie premiere.
If you ain't got tits, you ain't supposed to wear a dress like that.
Sydney Sweeney looks better here than what she did in the clips that I seen from the movie.
Well,
I was like, man, she looks horrendous.
Who's the chick on the left and who's the chick on the right?
On the left is Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney.
On the right's Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota looks terrible. She's horrible. She's ugly. She was a lesbian in college.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just like she's like thinned out. Like she's like anorexic.
Yeah, okay, there's a good kind of anorexic and there's a bad kind of anorexic. She looks like the bad kind.
You think it's a bad time?
Bad kind.
Yeah, but I was just trying to figure out. What's the premise of going up there in this?
Well, she obviously wore that.
She
obviously wore that in protest to being objectified. Obviously.
Oh man, I've heard that movie was a damn dub. I'm going to you. People have said that.
I want to see it just because I got to see how bad it is. Just like I want to see that Catwoman movie that was so bad they didn't release.
Oh well, the Marvels is out on Disney, so I got to watch that. But let's finish up the Beekeeper. Pretty much this movie ends up. Jason Statham makes it to Derek Danforth, and he is pressing the gun against his mom's head, saying he's going to blow her brains out. But then Jason Statham shoots him in the head. So that's it, guys. Just one clean shot. Shoots him in the head. And then, of course, Agent Parker acted like she was going to stop Adam Clay, and then she lets him go. And she's really just in here to tie Adam Clay back to Claire Huxtable. And that's about it. And kind of be annoying. She was just kind of annoying throughout the entire movie. There's something about these type of characters where they're like, even though I got dead wrong, I've got to continue to do my job, and I've got to go chase down this guy who's killing the bad guys. There's somebody out there killing the bad guys, but I'm just going to turn the other cheek, you know what I'm saying? And what you do. And don't you cheek turn. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
I'm cheek turning. Okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm turning the other cheek. I don't give a shit. All right? Kill them up. I'm gonna go try to find some other folks. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to. So I hate those characters in movies. Like, I need to do the noble, honorable thing. I'm like, man, let's do some real life shit. Real life shit, you know what it'd be like? Man, do your thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? They just scammed my mom, made her where she took her life. Fuck them up. I'll catch you later. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like they didn't reach her.
Yeah, the man said, "Oh, reacher." So yeah, that's the Beekeeper, guys. Good movie.
Good movie.
I go 7 out of 10.
Oh, I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. I'll go 8 out of 10.
Okay.
That might be. I'll be honest. My 8 out of 10 might be mildly inflated, but it's when it comes to reality. But I'm gonna stick with it.
So overall, that's 7.5. 7.5 out of 10.
And I think that's more realistic. I think that's about a perfect score.
So we got from IMDb, there were 6.4.
Oh, it's a little low.
I think it's a little low.
See, I believe 7.5 for a movie is not like getting a 75 on a test in high school, right? Like it's much better than getting a C on a test, right? So 75, I think, is more like a B. So
yeah. So this is good, and it didn't try to be anything special, which is what I appreciate.
Yes,
I appreciate something that doesn't try to be spectacular and special. All right. They got books for that stuff. Like when you adapt the book, that's when it's supposed to be spectacular and special. Like when you do Lord of the Rings, when you do Harry Potter, when you do those type of things that are like known throughout the world, like, oh shit, Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be your grandiose. And of course with the Rings of Power, they just stomped on that, like, totally. So, but they did spend plenty of money. So I guess that's what that means now. As long as you spend plenty of money, I guess you don't really need to
You
have.
see, I did kind of wish
good
that he
writing.
would have gotten some people's money back. You know, that would have been nice. But
Yeah. Yeah, but he just killed them all instead.
yeah.
He said, I can't get you your money back, but I can kill him. Okay, so because that's kind of all I know how to do. Like, I don't do that other stuff, the computer stuff and all that. I don't tend to get into that, but I do some killing. I've did some killing before, and I can kill again. Yeah. So I mean, so yeah, great movie, guys. Great movies. Check it out. It plays good in theater. So it's worth a watch in theater. If you want to watch it at home, it is on Amazon, if I'm correct.
Correct.
I believe you can rent on Amazon. So if you want to do it, if you got in-house theater, you can do that. So definitely check that out. We've got some stuff coming up right here shortly. We've got Doom Part 2, which should be coming out in March.
I will be in the theater to see that. I will be there to see that first week.
Yeah, I think they had the premiere tonight. Where they do the red carpet.
Oh, they did that tonight at the Hollywood Theater thing.
Yeah, Zinjana in there. Her name's Zindana.
She wore that damn C-3PO outfit.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah, with the
Doom 2 red carpet. Let's see. Let's show the audience, just in case you didn't see it. Folks didn't see it. Rich people are fucking weird, man. I'm just unsure about rich people. It's why I have reservations of being rich. It's like, do you get taken over? Something like takeover? Yeah. So this is. Is our booty cheeks out? What is this?
They got plastic covers over it or something. That can't be comfortable to like sit around in.
Is this supposed to be booty cheeks? They got a circle out. Is this? I guess that's empowerment.
I guess.
Is that women's empowerment?
I don't even understand what that means. What do those two words mean?
Yeah, here we go. Here we go again. Like, okay, she got hooker heels too. She
ain't really a sex symbol to me at all. Like, she don't really float my boat.
I mean, she's on the list. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a scale of 1 to 2. It's hard to be a 0.
I mean,
11.
Yeah, she's a slow Tuesday, sure, but I mean, like in general.
The slowest of Tuesdays. So we got that. I believe this coming out in March, if I'm correct. Let's see here. Let's see what we got coming out. Hey, Frankenstein versus Dracula. You know that's fake. That's definitely not gonna be good. Let's see. Frankenstein. Okay. Oh, March 1st. So it's actually closer than what I thought.
That's a couple weeks.
It's just a few weeks away. Yeah, a few weeks away. So we got Doom Part 2 coming out. So we'll definitely be checking it out for you guys. Corey, we might do an actual show on stuff being released this year, and if any of it is going to be any good.
Okay.
We'll try to go through the blockbusters, well, the quote unquote, which should be they would consider blockbusters, and see if we think any of it's going to be any good. Of course, we had the recent Deadpool and Wolverine trailer release during the Super Bowl. We had that.
And from what I'm hearing, everybody loved Godzilla Minus X or whatever it's called.
Godzilla X Kong.
No, not that one. The other one.
Minus one.
Minus one. There we go. Yeah, that one people are saying is just like phenomenal. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to sit through the subtitles.
Yeah. So we'll try to do that. So we got a few things. Eventually we'll try to review Madam Web. Because people say it's just an absolute train wreck. So definitely got to watch that. And we haven't dived into the Marvels yet. I'm gonna try to watch that potentially this weekend or next weekend. And my buddy at work told me, he's like, he said it's pretty bad. He said it's pretty bad. I'm like, well, look, boy, Marvel's on borrowed time right now. They're scrambling. And we did have some news about Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I think they rounded out their cast, and this was going to be set in the 60s. Which I don't know
I'm
how
okay
I'm
with
supposed
that.
to feel
I'm
about
okay with that. I'm all right with that.
How are they going to tie that into current stuff, though?
Well, they did an X-Men back then, didn't they? They did an X-Men in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't tie it
Yeah.
to current today. Hopefully it ain't got nothing to do with today.
I mean, they're going to, man. Come on, Corey. What do you think this is? This is.
You mean that everyone's going to be gay? Is that what you're telling me? Everyone's going to be gay? That's what you're telling me. You're telling me. Oh, man.
75%.
Just 75%. God damn it.
That's a low percentage. That's an acceptable percentage. So yeah, be on the lookout, guys. We got a few things coming y'all way. I ain't gonna lie to you, the calendar looks pretty damn despicable this year. But we're gonna do a whole show on that for you guys and give y'all our thoughts on what we think may be coming out that's good, or if we're just gonna be doomed for the year and we're just gonna have to scratch our eyes out for the rest of the year. Which
that's going to be likely.
Probably
yeah.
the case.
Mm-hmm.
Will probably be the case. So, and we still haven't. Man, I was going to look at Echo, and I still haven't got to it.
You know what movie I feel like I need in my life that they need to make?
What's that?
They need to make Hot Tub Time Machine 3. I need a Hot Tub Time Machine 3. I need John Cusack to come back to that shit. And I need to experience that awesomeness that will be Hot Tub Time Machine Part 3.
Okay. Hot Tub Time Machine Part 3. That's what's going to get us over the top. Mm-hmm. All right. You heard it first from Corey. Oh, and Corey, I watched the movie Strays. That's with was it Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx? They voice act the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty terrible.
It's terrible. I wouldn't have guessed.
Comedy's dead.
So is this after he had his stroke?
Comedy's dead.
Is Jamie Foxx has he done anything post-stroke and Guillain-Barré syndrome?
He was filming a movie with Cameron Diaz.
Is that the one where he had the body double that didn't even look like him?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, there's some psyop going on there.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, Cameron Diaz is coming out of retirement." I'm like, guys, she's not coming out of retirement. Somebody just threw her a bone. Okay, these chicks they don't retire. They just age out. After they age out, if they weren't really that good at acting, they don't get no roles. That's it. I mean, just it. So I mean, she's 50 now. I mean, what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just is what it is. But Strays was pretty bad. It's supposed to be comedy, and there was a couple moments that were funny, but it was just mostly dogs saying fuck, shit, and humping stuff for about an hour and 45 minutes. So it was actually pretty damn bad. Comedy's dead. Okay, comedy movies are 3. I don't know what to do. So. Hope y'all guys enjoyed our rambling at the end of this. Go check out The Beekeeper. We appreciate everybody for checking us out. From your boy HQ420, the powerful one, Corey Hughes. We'll catch y'all on the next Showtime with the Cube. Peace out.